Before I start, I'd like to give a couple of details about me. At the time of this story, I was just finished with my sixth grade year and was very athletic and took runs every day. This encounter occurred in the summer, and what comes with summer? Heat. So instead of running in the day when it was hotter, I began running in the evening when the sun was down. On the day of the encounter, I followed my normal routine. I told my mom I was going to start and then began to listen to my music on my iPad shuffle. Now, the way my car turned around in the middle of the road, then slowly turned down the street I was running on. Again, very busy, but it isn't empty either. On one day, I was running down the main road of my neighborhood that all the small streets branch off of. I was close to the entrance and could clearly see all the cars passing by. I am also clearly visible to all cars passing by. I remember watching this gray Honda car slam on its brakes at the entrance of my neighborhood. This was done so fast, so hard, that I brushed it off as someone following directions that most likely nearly missed my neighborhood's entrance, giving the illusion that I was still listening. As the car and I got closer, I heard two men speaking. One of them actually tried to speak to me, yelling, "Hey," or something like that. But I didn't reply because I knew that it would blow my cover and they would know that I was able to hear them. As the car drove a little bit behind me, out of my view, I heard one of them say, "We will get her, then we will turn back around." I froze. Get me? I felt like something dumped a bucket of freezing water on my head. I knew they had to go around the cul-de-sac still, so I did the only thing that I could have. I sprinted. As I ran down the street, I looked over my shoulder and saw the car had already went around the cul-de-sac and was now going a lot faster after me. I turned into the main road of my neighborhood and ran. I passed my street and just ran as fast as I could towards the end of my neighborhood. My house was the first on my street. I had no idea what I could do to get away from these people, so I just pushed my body to go as fast as possible. I continued to check over my shoulder. Maybe they wouldn't be there, but they were. They were right behind me, and I distinctly remember they were silent. I had imagined them yelling at each other, and I was going to get away, but they were chasing me in silence. To me, that was creepier than if they were to be yelling. When I ran down the last street in my neighborhood, I started running through backyards. That was the only thing I had left to do. "Get back in the car, we won't find her like this." My heart dropped as I heard three doors shut and the car engine start up again. Now that I was running through backyards, I would have to run across the streets too. This was the scariest part for me. I remember staring at the street, trying to decide whether or not I should try to wait it out or if I should just book it home. I went with book it home. I didn't even check my shoulder as I ran through backyards, jumped over fences, and ran across the streets. I was just waiting for car lights to light up the area around me, or for arms to wrap around me, but it never happened. Somehow the car must have turned down the wrong streets or completely missed me, and I trust and believe that it's the luckiest thing that ever happened to me. Once I slammed my door shut, I sat on the ground and thought about what just happened and what could have happened. I never ended up telling my parents until years later or calling the police. But if they are still out there, I hope they are locked up somewhere so they can't ever terrorize a child again. I can't imagine what they would have done to me if they ever caught me. Needless to say, let's not to ever meet again.